Welcome to the Fort Myers Beach Good Neighbor Podcast. No shade, just sunshine, drama-free, positive vibes only. Each episode we bring you closer to the neighbors, local legends, and businesses that support the local community and make Fort Myers Beach the slice of paradise we all love. We want to send out some island love to State Insurance USA, Snug Harbor, Nervous Nellies, and the Alex King Group. They're the good neighbors and businesses that allow us to share the soul of our community with every listener. Pull up a beach chair, grab a drink, and let's meet the people who make this island feel like home. Here's your host, Cabo Jim Scheller.
Welcome, Fort Myers Beach good neighbors. Today we have good neighbor Jonathon Steele from Premier Mortgage Resources. Welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me, Jim.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure to get to know people and what they do and share it with our listeners. So let's jump right in. Why don't you start off by sharing a little bit about what you do?
Sure. So I'm a residential loan officer. Been in the business for 6-ish years, helping homeowners and people refinance to get a better payment.
Nice. How'd you get involved in that?
I am second generation. My dad's been a loan officer for a little over 30 years. So I grew up in the business, and before I got into it, I was actually teaching. And then COVID happened, and my dad's like, you should try this. It's a poppin' industry right now, and you think you'd be good at it. And the rest is history.
There you go.
It's a good business.
Following in the footsteps. You got to love it. So
yeah.
Are you from down here originally?
No, I'm from Kansas originally. I spent, from childhood all the way through college in Kansas, and then moved down here. Followed my dad again.
Right.
He's like, I'm done with the cold. You and your brother are old enough to kind of do what you want to do. And I'm out. I'm going back to Florida because I have family in northern Florida. So
okay,
this was home for him before my brother and I were in the picture. So he was ready to leave, and I followed.
I agree. I was born up north as well, and couldn't get down here quick enough. I got tired of the cold, and it's much nicer down here. But
it is.
I guess everybody thinks about it. Running a business in Southwest Florida, sounds like a dream job. But we've had some obstacles over the last couple of years and things going on. Has there been something that's maybe helped define who you are today, or put you in a better position, challenge-wise?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, for mortgages and the housing industry, it's almost saturated with people. Like there are a lot of real estate agents, and I don't touch that side, thankfully, but there's also a lot of loan officers and a lot of really good loan officers. So as somebody who's didn't grow up here, so I'm not super known in the community, that's probably one of the biggest challenges, which is why I'm here today. But it's always fun to compete with those who have been in the business a really long time, have established relationships. But it's been really, really good because you get a chance to meet a lot of people. And, I love that part of this business and helping people, but that's probably the biggest challenge that I've had is there's just so many people who do the same thing, and have done it for a long time.
Absolutely. So speaking about that, are there certain things that have, you've been in, you said your father's been in for a long time, but are there certain things that are changing or trending currently within the industry?
Oh, for sure. Since COVID, a lot of people are like, they expect 2 to 3% interest rates, and then interest rates shot up to almost 8%. And people are like a little worried about the market, but you have larger inventory for houses than we've had for a long time, for a number of years. And interest rates have been steadily at this 3-year low. So we're getting some people who are more excited about purchasing a house, maybe even refinancing if they've bought in the last couple of years. People listen to the national headlines of like housing being absolutely terrible everywhere, but we have to remember that we can't make blanket comments because Florida's housing market is its own beast. Since Hurricane Ian too, we had a lot of people who moved out and have just been real uncomfortable getting back here. So you got insurance issues, you got taxes, but we have a lot of homes on the market, and they're actually starting to see prices come down a bit, which is getting people, a little more excited about purchasing again.
Yeah, and we've seen it over the years. Like I said, we've had an influx, obviously, of people moving to Florida, but then we've had a a little bit of an exodus where people are kind of like, you know what, I'm done with the storms, I'm done with the hurricanes, I just want to go
Yeah.
somewhere else. So it's
Yep.
kind of that little trade-off there, but you know, it's still paradise. That's why we still live down here, and you know, things are
Yep.
changing, evolving, and you know, people like yourself are helping make those dreams come true for people.
Yeah,
So,
I talk to people who regularly are talking about housing crash, and it's like, look, we live in like the vacation hub. Like, we will always have demand for people buying houses down here. It may correct, but we're not going to see a massive crash like 2008 because people will want to move here still. It's just part of it.
who doesn't want to live by the water, by the beach, and the beautiful weather?
Exactly. Yeah, even the bad day is a good day.
Exactly, and we're not shoveling snow. That's the positive
Oh
side.
yeah.
So I know your job can be very demanding of your time and resources, but when you do get a moment of free time, what do you enjoy doing outside of work?
Well, I've got 4 kids, so they keep me busy. Yeah, in that on its own. But we're pretty involved with our church. So if we're not home doing stuff with the kids or out and about, we love going to the Naples Children's Museum.
Okay, very
My
nice.
kids love it. They're doing some renovations right now. We're excited for those to be done. But we're going to parks, doing all those things with the kids. But then we're pretty involved with our church. So if we're not here, we're probably doing stuff with church.
That's a great thing. That's a wonderful thing, and it's, you know, we've got a great sense of community down here. You know, it doesn't matter. We've got a melting pot of people from all over that come down here, and we just kind of, everybody gets along. Everybody's just
Yeah,
happy to be here.
yeah.
That's why we love it down here.
That's great because I like going. I mean, we go out and people don't talk about like how things are so terrible. And I know there's places where there's a lot of issues, but you go out and like I can shoot the breeze with anybody around here, and it's awesome.
Yeah, and my joke is, you guys, you go belly up to a bar and sit at a bar, and you never know who you're talking next to. You know, it's
Yep.
like it looks like your next door neighbor, and the guy could be a multimillionaire, but they
Yeah.
just,
Oh yeah.
people don't flash it, people don't show it. It's, you know, it's just good people, and that's why we
Yeah.
live here. So,
Yep.
is there one thing you wish our listeners knew about what you do that maybe they wouldn't be too aware of?
One thing that I think that people would be more aware of is that interest rates aren't the only thing that matter. You know, as someone who's purchasing a house, everyone wants the super low interest rates,
Yeah.
and we will never see 2 to 3% interest rates again. I don't think, at least in my lifetime. I don't want to, because look at what it took to get there. It took
Right.
everything shutting down to get those kind of interest rates. Um, Buy a house when it works for you and your schedule, your financial goals. Don't pay attention to the interest rate, pay attention to the payment. You know, you got taxes and insurance that are built into that as well. And those can be larger factors than just what the interest rate is. And sitting there waiting for those 2 to 3% interest rates, you're just never going to buy a house, and you're going to be stuck renting, and it doesn't create long-term wealth.
And that's great advice, because there's so many people that are, you know, maybe stuck in that situation where they've moved down here and they're renting, and they just don't think, well, I can't afford a home, you know, but there are opportunities for them to do so, right?
Yep. Oh yeah. And one of the biggest things I see right now, other than the rate, is that they just don't have money saved. You know, it's a tight economy. We all feel it when we go to the grocery store. And it's hard to scrape up those nickels and dimes to come up with a down payment. But there's some really great down payment assistance programs that Florida has, that Lee County has, and even our surrounding counties. They've got stuff available to help people that maybe have a good income and can handle the mortgage payment, but just haven't been able to save. So we think you need to have 20% when you really don't. You can go with a FHA loan, which is 3.5%, and you could couple it with some down payment assistance, and you can get into a house, and you stay in it for a while, and you're going to rebuild equity. And you don't have to worry about that down payment assistance as much. But it's a great tool. People like to dump on it quite a bit, but you know, it's a tool to get people into houses, and over long term, it's just better for everybody.
Absolutely. And that should be the goal. Everybody should be
Yeah.
a homeowner and have the opportunity to own a home.
Yeah.
So how would our listeners go about contacting you if they wanted to learn more, had some questions, or were just looking to move to Florida?
Yeah. The easiest way to get a hold of me is by my phone. My phone number is 239-671-3448. I'm because of the business, I'm pretty much attached to it.
Yep.
Unless I'm doing something with the kids, I'm going to answer it. So that's the easiest way. I'm all over social media. I do quite a bit of video trying to educate first-time home buyers and investors and those who just want a vacation and relocate down here. I do a lot of that. So you look up my name, you'll find me on Facebook and TikTok and those places. Email's another way, but email's not as quick to respond as a phone call is. So
absolutely. Pick up the phone and call. Any last words for our listeners today?
Oh man. No, I don't. I don't have anything extra.
Right.
Those are the big things. Don't wait. Don't look at the headlines to figure out if it's a good time to buy a house. Just like investing, you can't time the market. You're not going to hit the bottom. If you can handle the mortgage payment yourself and it makes puts your family into a better position, go for it. Stop waiting for the headlines and don't listen to the people who say this is the best time to buy. The best time to buy is when you're ready.
Absolutely. It's like jumping into golf, just jump right in. Don't worry about it. You're going to swim. You're going to float. So you'll be all right. Well, very good. Well, Jonathon, it's been a pleasure getting to know you. Thank you for being such a good neighbor. And I guess we'll see you at the beach here soon, right?
Yeah, absolutely. My kids have been asking me to go, just waiting for the weather to warm up.
There we go. Soon. It's coming. I can tell.
Awesome. Yeah.
Take care. Thanks, John.
Thanks, Jim.
Bye.
Appreciate it. Bye.
Tuning into the Fort Myers Beach Good Neighbor podcast. No shade, just sunshine, drama-free, positive vibes only. If you loved what you heard, share it with a friend and keep the good vibes going. Until next time, remember to Cabo until you wabo and keep being a good neighbor. Also, to nominate your favorite neighbors, local legends, heroes, or local businesses to be on the show, go to FMBGoodNeighbor.com. That's FMBGoodNeighbor.com or call 239-427-4100. We want to send out some island love to State Insurance USA, Snug Harbor, Nervous Nellies, and the Alex King Group. They're the good neighbors and businesses that allow us to share the soul of our community with every listener. Here's to celebrating all that makes Fort Myers Beach the slice of paradise we all love.